This is the year we're going to do school meals right. We're going to pack healthier lunches, cook easy dinners, eat at home more often, and stop deciding what everybody's eating at 5 o'clock. That is what so many parents are promising themselves right now. But finding more recipes is not enough. If you want this year to feel different, you need a system. Today I'm going to show you 5 parts of that system. 1. Get your hands back. 2. The weekly reset. 3. Prep components, not meals. 4. Plan for real life. And 5. Beyond weeknight dinners. This is also part 1 of a 3-part back to school series. Today we're concentrating on weeknight dinners. In part 2, we will list ideas for school snacks and lunch boxes. And in part 3, we'll talk about using Thermomix during the college years. Are you ready? Okay, let's start this class. Hi, my name is Diana, the Dummy Cook, and let me begin with complete honesty. I did not have this system when my children were little. My mom lived with us most of the time, and she did all the cooking. And when she was not around, I solved the problem mostly with fast food, and I am not proud of it. Every year, I wanted to be more organized, but I never found a system that felt manageable. I was working 10-hour days or more. Once I picked them up, we were all hungry, and we still had to go to dance or music classes. I just wanted to get rid of the dinner issue before getting home to start homework. When I discovered Thermomix years later, I could not believe this had not been an option in my life when my children were younger. That is one of the things I kept saying over and over the first weeks, and that I still say, of course. So I cannot go back and change that, but if you're still living through the school years, you are still on time. If you already have a Thermomix, consider this a reminder to use more of what you already own. And if you don't have one, I simply want you to know this option exists while you're still deciding how you want this school year to work. Number 1, get your hands back. The first thing Thermomix changes is not necessarily the recipe. It changes how much attention that recipe requires. One mother told me that when she arrives home after school pickup, the first thing she does is turn on her Thermomix. Then she puts down the bags, comes straight back to the kitchen, opens the recipe, and she usually has some of the ingredients prepared. So she puts them into the Thermomix, starts the recipe, and lets it work. Approximately 20 to 30 minutes later, they're eating. Another mother told me that she bought her Thermomix when she had her 4th baby, and it was life-changing. Before Thermomix, if the baby started crying while she was cooking, she had to turn off the stove and move the pan before she could take care of the baby. Dinner stopped and everything was delayed. With Thermomix, she could go and take care of the baby while the dinner continued cooking. She told me it would have been amazing when her first 3 children were little as well. I get it. Sometimes the extra hand you need in the kitchen is not for doing another kitchen job. You need the hand because you're holding a baby, helping another child, opening backpacks, or dealing with whatever happened that day. In the meantime, Thermomix is chopping, kneading, stirring, steaming, or cooking, and you can take care of something else. It reduces the active supervision that dinner requires, and that is where the difference begins. Number 2, the weekly reset. Getting your hands back helps, but it works so much better when you already know what you're going to cook. And this doesn't have to take an hour. If your Cookidoo folders are already organized, choosing the recipes for the week may take 15 minutes or less. You can do it while you're watching a movie, sitting in a doctor's waiting room, or waiting for one of your children to finish an activity. You don't need to schedule a special meeting with yourself. So let's do it together. First, check the real family calendar. Which nights have sports, lessons, appointments, or late work hours? Which nights will everyone be home? Which day is almost guaranteed to be chaotic? Do not begin with the recipes. Begin with your calendar. The schedule should determine the meals. Then go to the Cookidoo folders you already created. You should have a folder of recipes you want to try and folders with meals your family already likes. If you need some ideas for organizing those, I have another video called What's in My Cookidoo Folders? Thermomix Recipe Tour. I will link it below. Once you choose the recipes and create the shopping list, grocery shopping becomes much more direct. You are buying what you need instead of walking around the supermarket trying to invent the menu. If your list is organized and the store is not too crowded, you may even be in and out in 20 minutes. You could spend less than 1 hour choosing the meals and completing the main grocery shopping. If you also want to prepare some ingredients when you get home, let's turn that into a 2-hour weekly reset. Now, let me show you one example of a school week. Obviously, these are meals that I will choose. Your family may prefer completely different food. So let's follow the system, but fill it with the recipes your family actually enjoys, okay? So for Monday, I choose warm turkey and green bean salad. The dressing is made first, and then the green beans cook in the simmering basket while the turkey steams in the Varoma. The recipe, which is from the UK, that's why it's in grams, is asking for the equivalent of 14 ounces of turkey. But the Varoma gives you room to prepare more if your family needs it. Just arrange the pieces so the steam can circulate and make sure the turkey is fully cooked. The Varoma tray is still available. That gives you space to add another item that is suitable for steaming and turn this into a more substantial family dinner. You can also serve the turkey and green beans with rice, bread, or another side that your family enjoys. For Tuesday, I chose tinga de pollo. This recipe uses more than 2 pounds of chicken and it makes approximately 18 tostadas. Depending on your family, their age, how much they eat, it can feed around 8 to 10 people. Nice, right? Well, instead of feeding 8 people, I'm going to use it for leftovers in a fun way. For Wednesday, I choose creamy chicken and sun-dried tomato pasta. The chicken, sauce, and pasta all cook in the Thermomix bowl. It is creamy, delicious, and a complete one-bowl dinner. If we wanted to add items to steam in the Varoma, we could do that too. For Thursday, we're using the extra tinga from Tuesday, but we're turning it into a different dinner. Use it for quesadillas, burrito bowls, loaded baked potatoes, or another presentation your family likes. We cook the main protein ones, but we're not serving the same plate 2 nights in the same week. And then Friday is homemade pizza night. Thermomix kneads the pizza dough in only 3 minutes, and then the dough needs approximately 1 hour to proof. That hour is part of the fun. While the dough rises, make the marinara, grate the cheese, prepare the toppings, and let everyone choose what they want in their pizza. We love opening the fridge and getting rid of every single bottle that we were almost done with. Let's use these olives. Let's get rid of the artichokes. Everything goes into your pizza. School is over for the week, and this is the night where you can enjoy being together in the kitchen and out. I added the recipes to my week so I can see the plan on my phone. And then from each recipe, I can select add to shopping list, add to shopping list, add to shopping list, add to shopping list, and here we go, one more. When I open the shopping list, right here, the recipe ingredients are organized in one place, by areas in the supermarket. I can check off anything I already have at home. Let's see, sugar, I have it. Water, of course I do. Lukewarm water as well, thank you very much. But I don't have sour cream, I need this chicken. And you probably want to ask me, why do you have chicken twice? Because it's not the same name. Yes, it is 16 ounces here and 36 here, but because one says boneless and the other one says chicken breast, that's why it didn't combine it. If the name was exactly the same, then it will add them up and increase the quantity to how much you need to buy. Anyway, everything that I say I have stays here on the bottom, and everything else is what I need to buy in the supermarket. I can still add a few things here. Maybe paper towel. Whoosh. Maybe we need some fruit. Maybe we need some milk and cereal for the morning. Milk, cereal, and all these things are going to stay here at the bottom. You see? Additional items. Cereal, milk, and paper towel. This is super convenient. Every time during the week that you run out of something, come here and add it already. It's going to be waiting there for you until you go to the supermarket. And different people in your family can have the app open, see what's for dinner tonight, or add items that are needed. Anyway, our shopping list is ready, and all I have to do is go to the supermarket and start going bish, bish, boing, bish, bish, boing, and check it off as we go. Now I have 5 complete dinners. The recipes are on the calendar and the ingredients are on my phone. Again, this is only my example. Go into your own folders, choose the recipes your family enjoys, and build your week around your real schedule. Number 3. Prep components, not meals. Preparing ahead does not mean cooking 5 complete dinners on Sunday. It means removing some of the small jobs that slow you down during the week. For Monday's turkey dinner, make the dressing ahead, trim the green beans, and have the turkey ready in strips. I buy a seasoned turkey bar, which makes it delicious. On Monday, you will only need to add the water, place the beans in the simmering basket, arrange the turkey in the Varoma, and start cooking. That recipe is so hands-off, it's not even funny. For the tinga, you can grate the panela cheese ahead if you want to, but I will do everything else during the recipe. It's really fast and easy. Thermomix handles the chopping, cooking, and even shredding more than 2 pounds of chicken in 4 seconds. After dinner, store the extra tinga for Thursday. For Wednesday's pasta, you can place the onion, garlic, parsley, basil, chili, sun-dried tomatoes, and butter together in one container. Just open the recipe, put a container over the bowl. Now do as if you were going to start a recipe. Let's start adding items as usual. Done, done. Do what you usually will do all the way to the butter here. Click next, and now you see that you have a chopping mode. We're going to stop right here. We want to keep everything in the container, and we will come back to this the day that we are going to cook the recipe, and then keep the mix in the fridge. That's it. You have prepared 50% of the ingredients. When it's time to cook, you will dump those items in the bowl, and then you will just need to cut the chicken in pieces and add some liquids and the pasta to the bowl. That's it. You're now in Italy. And last but not least, I will not prepare Friday's pizza toppings several days ahead. The dough only needs for 3 minutes, and the hour while it rises gives you plenty of time to make the marinara, grate the cheese, chop the toppings, and enjoy the process. Preparing ahead does not mean removing every fun moment from the kitchen. So the objective is not to spend your entire Sunday cooking, it is to make each future dinner easier to begin. Number 4. Plan for real life. Even the best weekly plan will eventually meet a day that refuses to cooperate. That is why we need plans A, B, C, and D. Plan A is the dinner scheduled in my week. You have the ingredients, you have the time, and you follow the plan. Plan B is for a day when the scheduled recipe no longer fits. Perhaps you planned pizza, but you arrived home too late to wait for the dough. For this, I recommend you create a folder that's called Plan B, and you add recipes that you always have ingredients for that are very fast. I have mine right here, and I'm telling you, you will be happy to have one when you're in a rush and a plan A is not an option any longer. Here I have a few reminders about things I can do with an egg. I can steam one really fast and do a sunny side up, or I can boil eggs, even though I will do it with the modes, not with the recipe, but this is my reminder. I also have poached eggs here because I have the nester. Yes, I have a video about it right here if you want to check it out. That one is also great for school recipes. Then most risottos are really fast and easy because having rice in the pantry is a basic, right? And in this case, I put here the Parmesan one because I always have Parmesan available. So you see, do I have Parmesan, onion and garlic, batter and rice? Yes, I do. So I can make this anytime and we'll be eating in 30 minutes. I have this sauteing chicken strips recipe here just to remind me that I can use the browning mode at any time, put chicken, put some bell peppers, put a lot of items in there. The same way that you can do in a pan. I know, I just don't like the splatter of the oil. And I like having my hands available. I also put here steamed corn on the cob to remind me that I can steam any vegetable I have around. For that, I will go to my modes and I will go to the cheat sheet where I have the list of every ingredient I could either chop or steam. If you need more information about that, I have this video right here where I explain that cheat sheet that is in your TM7. What else do I get from here? Well, chocolate pudding is too easy. If you have chocolate and you have milk and a couple pantry staples, you have a quick dessert. Same thing with the berry duo. I need to add it to this list. That one belongs in the 5-minute survival kit. Then I'm from Spain. I put gazpacho here. If I have a few veggies, chances are I can make one in 3 minutes. Or maybe I want to do a creamy tomato soup or a carrot ginger soup. Again, for that I will depend on some veggies, yeah. Simple pastas, same as the rice. Easy to make. If you have some pasta and you have a couple of the other ingredients, you're gonna be able to make these basic ones. You can always steam rice to accompany any other item that you may have in the fridge. I use this recipe a lot. You can do a lemon slushy, you can do a lemonade. You know, as long as you have a couple lemons in your fridge, you can quench your thirst. I always have frozen shrimp and it defrosts fast, so that's why I put it here. And if I have potatoes, doing this mashed potato is very easy as well. Anyway, this is just an example of how your Plan B folder could look like, and obviously add many more items to this, okay? Plan C uses something you already prepared. We all know how to do this, right? In this example, it could be the extra tinga. Put it into quesadillas, into a bowl, add something fresh, and dinner is ready. Yes, we all know how to open the fridge and eat. You don't need my advice for this, but it is one of these 4 options. And Plan D does not mean giving up and running to a restaurant or giving up on Thermomix. It means that tonight you can, if you want, use Thermomix as a tool instead of making a complete recipe. Use the egg boiler mode to boil eggs, chop vegetables for a quick salad, shred some cooked chicken, steam some veggies. I have a full video that explains it, and I think you will love it. I will add the link to the description, of course. Number 5, beyond weeknight dinners. I have 3 more areas I would like to mention, and 2 of them deserve their own videos. A, school lunch boxes and snacks. Weeknight dinners are only one part of the back to school food problem. When you search school on Cookidoo, you will find many ideas ideas for snacks, breakfasts, and lunch boxes. Not only in the recipe area, but never forget to click collections. Here you have school snacks as well. Those deserve their own system, which is why part 2 of this series will focus on school snack ideas. B. College life. And then there is college. My children took Thermomix with them to college. I know many dorms restrict cooking appliances, so you must always check the housing rules. But I'm talking about students who live in an apartment, a house, dorm-style housing with a kitchen, or perhaps a fraternity or sorority house where the appliance is permitted. College schedules, budgets, kitchen space, and food storage create a completely different situation. But these kids deserve and crave, let me tell you, some homemade meals as well. So that will be part 3 of this series. And C, getting help. There is one more way Thermomix can help you during the week. It can make it much easier for someone else to prepare the meal. I had a living nanny for 2 years, and I would have loved to come home from work and find dinner ready. But cooking was not part of her job description. So this makes me think about families who have someone helping with cleaning or caring for children or older relatives. If cooking is part of that person's responsibilities, or if you discuss it and agree to add it, Thermomix is an amazing tool. You still decide what they're cooking. You choose the recipe and the ingredients. You know the quality of the food, and you already know that your family likes it. The person helping you does not have to invent a meal or be an experienced cook. They can simply follow guided cooking, step by step. My daughter, for example, is babysitting some children right now. She picks them up from school, takes them home, gives them a snack, and helps them with their homework. Why not add a healthy dinner to that routine if the parents add it to their arrangement? They could choose the recipe before leaving home, make sure the ingredients are available. My daughter will be happy to follow the recipe, and Thermomix saves the day, or at least that weeknight dinner, once again. So in conclusion, this is the back-to-school dinner system I wish I had. Use Thermomix to get your hands back. Choose the meals based on your real calendar. Shop only what you need. Prepare only the components that make the week easier. And create plans A, B, C, and D for the days when life changes the schedule. Thermomix cannot make the school calendar less busy. It cannot remove the homework, the activities, the traffic, or the bags sitting in the middle of the floor. But what it can do is reduce how many decisions, separate jobs, pens, and moments of supervision are required to feed your family. And didn't we mention that it washes itself? Yes! No mess in your stove, no oil splatter, no 4 pans to wash, just a pre-washed bowl and maybe a varoma to wash. Yes. If you already have a Thermomix, open Cookidoo and choose 5 weeknight dinners for this week. Add them to the calendar, create a shopping list, and decide what you can prepare ahead. If you don't have one and you would like to understand how Thermomix could fit into your family's routine, you can contact me right here. I would love to brainstorm with you. If you're ready to have one and you're too shy to email me first, you can always choose my name at checkout, Diana Legissima at your service, so you can receive your $50 voucher for a future accessory purchase and my help during your journey. Please like, subscribe, and please tell me in the comments which school night is the most difficult in your house and what usually happens to the dinner plan. I would love to hear all stories, either wins or disasters. Let's start this conversation, or share your top 5 weeknight recipes. I would love to learn from you. Thank you.